The fuck are you guys? God damn it.
Hey. Coach?
Yep.
Coach? Okay.
Way to go. Numb nuts.
Yeah, I super fucked up, didn't I?
You super fucked up.
So we'll put that there, and we'll go and we'll send that over to Padre. And
It's already sent to Padre.
oh boy, that was fun.
That was awesome. Let's save that project as.
No, you keep Audacity going.
Oh.
Audacity should not stop through all this.
All right. Let's see if I can keep going then. Well, I guess I can keep going then.
There you go. Oh, and you need to hear this. This is Patrick doing Homestar Runner. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is the worst strong bad impression I have ever heard. You must understand how he sounds. Oh.
And Homestar Runner sounds like he has a cold.
That's actually like.
Oh shit, that's funny. All right, I need to figure out how to get.
So where the hell is Kyle and Padre? Come on, Kyle.
I don't know. I sent him the goddamn links. Oh, that sounds like strong bad. YouTube.
Anybody watching? Are we actually live?
We got a bunch
oh, we got people.
Watching.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're not fucking around here. Oh.
Hey. Oh, fuck. Shit. There we go. Fixed.
Welcome to the OCX Radio Podcast.
Welcome to homestarrunner.net. It's .com.
That's where I heard it from.
There you go. That's Homestar Runner.
Shit.
And he's got all his buddies. Like, I don't know what noise the cheat makes.
No.
What's the idiot's name?
Homestar Runner.
No, there's a guy who's an even more of an idiot.
Kyle?
He says like really dumb things like, I was raised by a cup of coffee.
It sounds like Kyle.
This is the one.
Hey, Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle, what's the guy from Strong Bad that says I was raised by a cup of coffee?
That is a good question.
Oh, dang nabbit.
I'm sorry. Now you gotta get Padre in here. Strong Sad?
I sent him the link.
Is that Strong Sad? I thought Strong Sad actually sounded like he was relatively intelligent, just constantly depressed. Oh, Mr. Hanky?
All right. Well, what time is it? 11 o'clock?
Yo.
There he is.
Now, I kept my Audacity running. Should I dump it and start again?
Yeah, no. Keep your Audacity going. It's like that is a continuous audio file no matter where we're broadcasting to. Like right now, Audacity is God because pulling from YouTube is damn near impossible now. Because I just rage it up.
Because according to my Audacity, it is Can you hear me?
Yes,
oh yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, Mark. We can hear you.
Oh.
Don't start.
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
We're gonna do snaps though. We're gonna do snaps for Montana though. So 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Okay, so we snapped.
All right, I'm gonna come out of commercial break. Everybody ready?
Yep, I am good.
Go
What's
for it.
up, motherfuckers? No, just kidding. Just kidding, Montana. That's not my commercial. Kidding. Kidding. Thank you, commercial, for that wonderful message of enlightenment and empowerment. We all know we need it and enjoy it. So, filling in the big shoes for Mr. Mark Tippett. We didn't find someone worthy enough to fill his shoes. Because really, there's nobody willing to fill those big ass shoes. But we did find was someone from the top, from the holy man himself, back from goddamn it, the dead, basically. Everyone's favorite, everyone's love, first choice, Mr. Padre.
Like,
Did he forget his
did
name?
he forgot? Did the screen freeze? What's going on?
I didn't, but after I just apologized to Montana, I can't let him off the hook. I had to let him think, oh
That's
fuck,
what-
he forgot his name. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh man. Well, look, before I get started, I want to say thank you to everybody at OCX for all of the warm, good, happy thoughts and the prayers while I was, shall we say, feeling under the weather and having some assistance in the breathing department.
You feel like you were just getting sponge bath the whole time, so we don't have a lot of,
I got news for you.
In my mind,
was-
you were just getting sponge bath by sexy nurses the whole time. So
I have to admit that my nurses were cute.
as they all should be.
And as I'm laying in that bed and you guys are mentioning about Sabine coming in for whatever she was supposed to, I'm like, oh God, no, I'm a chaplain here at this hospital. This would be bad.
Oh, that's a headline.
No, that's a new job. But I did appreciate the thoughts, guys. It was great being able to pick up the phone and follow the groupies in the chat and everything going on, because it really it took my mind off of what was going on. So we had a couple close calls while we were in there, but they still managed to let me leave.
Well,
Yay.
I didn't hear about the close calls, but love you,
Well, that's
bro.
because you were in like Canada, where it was 96 degrees and no breeze. We heard about that.
That's true. I almost had a couple of close calls.
Yeah, fish hook.
I didn't have any fucking nurses bathing me down.
I didn't get the bathe down, but it was, like I say, I'm glad I'm home and I'm in recuperation mode.
We are too.
So, but you know what I can definitely tell you? What I can definitely say about this whole experience? I'm tired.
Well, you're old.
Well,
So.
there's that. I'm tired. You're an ass.
They were who we thought.
Shit. Sorry.
You're old.
At least I have chest hair. Anyhow, maybe one day you'll actually get hair down lower too. So anyhow, you know what I'm tired of, guys?
What are you tired of, Padre?
I am
Angry
so
man.
I am so stinking tired of how we are being treated in the Star Wars FFG universe. I am so sick and tired of how we are being jerked around, pushed around, fed little crumbs and little tidbits of 2.0 this and 2.0 that. I'm tired of getting teased with, oh, we're going to show you this card, and oh, we're going to show you this card, and oh, we're going to give you a little piece of information, but we're not going to give you any information that you can really use. It staggers my imagination that the people that we give our hard-earned money to, i.e. FFG, feels that it can just go, let's see how we can mess with them today. Let's give them this little thing here, but let's not give them the information that they truly need. Oh, finally, we get the rule book, but let's be realistic here with the rule book that we got today. The rule book isn't the rules. No, it's a teaser, because if you read the rule book, it says, but if you really need the important information, you got to go on to xwing.com to get it. Oh, you click over to there. It's not there. Nothing is there. Oh, we're going to have the app. Why don't you tell us about the app? Well, we're not going to tell you about the app because we don't want you to know about the app. We're afraid that you might start like practicing the game that we want you to play and spend more money on. Where is the logic here? When I had a different job in my life, when I had a client who was paying me money, if I was working for them, i.e. FFG does work for us because we pay them, I would be like, I'm not going to have this done on time, and here's the reason why, but this is where I'm at in the process, and I would give updates and information. I wouldn't tease my clients with little tidbits of stuff, because the only thing that would do would be is to torque them off, and then I wouldn't have any kind of business from them in the future. And yet we seem to be allowing FFG to do this at every step of the way. This has been going on since the World's Championship, that, oh, we're going to drop this huge bomb about 2.0, and everybody got excited. Oh, it's going to be the fix. Oh, it's going to fix everything with FFG. It's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Not yet. It hasn't. We have no proof that they have fixed anything yet. We have no proof that this is the end all or be all of Star Wars miniatures. All we know for sure is that they changed the color of the dial to blue so that colorblind people could be able to see it better, and then made green tokens, which makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever, because if you can't see them, you can't see them, but yet we're supposed to be able to see them if you're colorblind. Sorry, tangent. I was just getting irritated, and like some people pointed out, I'm old and crusty and whatever like this. But the parts that torquing me off is we, as their fan base, are buying into this thing, and nobody is really doing anything about it. I know there are guys out there who have these rule books. I know there are people who have seen these rule books, and yet there's nobody out there in the community who is putting the rule books out there. So yes, we can cheat because we, the community, want the stuff. And I don't know why we're not helping the community. You look at the whole stick it community thing with everything that went on in Australia. So their distributor screws up, doesn't order any store champ kits, and FFG realizes, oh, we didn't send any store championship kits to Australia. Oh, well, they must not have wanted any. So finally somebody sends them over 12, and they get 10 because 2 got lost. What do we as a community do? Coach is looking for stuff and scrounging to send stuff to Australia. I've done the same. I know of other guys that are doing the same so that stores down there can have some form of thing. We as a community take care of our own. Why all of a sudden has we as a community dried that whole thing up by not posting the pictures of the rule book that we know guys have gotten? I know one guy who's got it, and I'm like, why haven't you showed it? He's like, oh, I'm not allowed to. What are they going to do? Shoot you, FFG? I don't think so. You can't be making that much money from being a tester or something like that. Gone far enough with FFG. Are you going to hold us back all the way until September 13th when you're going to finally drop the boxes and we can get this? Or are you going to run late? Or are you what's going on, because let's face it, you do not have the best track record. How long did we go with certain things that needed to be nerfed or not nerfed or anything like that? People are screaming for months on end before you finally do something. Everybody was getting so fed up with 1.0, and then all of a sudden 2.0 comes on, and all of a sudden the bottom drops out on 1.0. What good is that for any of us? None. And then 14 drops, and everybody gets all excited, and everybody's so, oh, for store championship season, we're going to run jank, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and everybody's all excited about 1.0, which is like the last death rattle of breath for the game that we've all been playing, and everybody's enjoying playing. Well, I'm going to be bringing just stuff I've never flown before, and it's great, and everybody's having such a good time. And everybody was complaining that nobody was bringing stuff for such a long time, and now everybody's doing it before it's swept under the rug and goes away. These are all things that have just been bugging the living tar out of me every day for like the past 2-3 weeks, because I've got to be honest, if I see another article from FFG about another upgrade card for this ship, or this ship is coming out and we're going to do this and it's so exciting, I don't care anymore. Just let me play my game for a little while without you just beating the tar out of me with this drop or with that drop. You have done nothing for me other than aggravate me at this point. That's where I'm coming from. You guys may be different. You guys may slightly disagree or totally agree or not agree. But this is just how I am reacting to how things are going with the 2.0 drop and with everything right now. What do you guys think? Am I insane?
Code blue at the Monroe household. Code blue.
Yes, Padre, you are insane, but we never held that against you in the first place.
So I've got some comments on that, and I
please do.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that you had. I was trying to take notes, but man, did you go on tangent after tangent.
So get off my plane for a reason.
So first of all,
get off of my grass.
You mentioned the colorblind thing.
Yeah.
Now, like I think you're thinking of it in kind of a binary sense of either you see color or you don't. So blue red like is no different than green red. But there's actually a fairly significant difference there. The way eyes are set up, green and red. A lot of people get those two colors mixed up. But if you switch it to blue, they can tell the difference. And that's just like minor colorblind. Like I've known people in the past that are just straight gray scale, everything's gray colorblind, like dogs. But there's a lot of people that, only have problems between certain colors. I know, like, oranges and browns. I mean, that's a common one that is just, it all fucking looks brown. But for some reason, green and red, I mean, some people have shitty Christmas, I guess. Is green and red mixes together. Yeah. So like the switch to blue is actually really beneficial for a lot of people. So like I'm actually kind of impressed that they did that. Like it'll be something that we all have to get used to. But after a little while, like it'll not matter. Just like switching your password at work. After like 2 weeks, you're like, I can't even remember my last password. So anyways, what else was there? The whole store championship thing. Yeah, I definitely agree that the community of this game supports itself, like the community, significantly better than the company does. We have more variety in alt arts. Even like as a judge, I feel more appreciation from the community than I do like ever from FFG. And then, us helping out some of the less fortunate, the things that Travis Johnson did with Russia, the things that people have done, sending things down to Brazil because they're so far behind, sending things over to Australia and New Zealand, because they're having troubles getting kits. That's something that I think the community has done really well. I think Australia and New Zealand, like their complaints are that they are just as competitive at this as we are, and yet they're getting significantly less. I don't know how it is like in Russia and Brazil, but let's be honest, Australia and New Zealand, you're doing a hell of a lot better than Russia and Brazil.
What do they call that first world problem?
Russia gets nothing from OP. And Brazil is like multiple waves behind. So like they're probably not going to get 2.0 until 2020. But the community helping out, I think, has been huge. And that's one thing that has always kept me going in this game, is that the community is just significantly better. As far as the trickling of information, I do agree that without the app or some way to build lists, it is very difficult to get super excited about 2.0 yet. We have threat cards to kind of give us like that kind of,
I know, be still my heart.
Like,
some
builds that you can put together and, play something, and they're like, okay, these are going to be about even.
Yeah, but I view the threat cards, Chico, honestly, as a tutorial.
Definitely, yeah, and that's kind of what it's meant to be. Just something quick to get set up and just try out the game. But that's kind of the period that we're in, and I'm hoping that the reason the app isn't out yet is because they're still tweaking numbers and they want to get them just right and then shoot them out to us. It would be nice if they could send us out some numbers and then we like sit there and, play with it and beta test it. But I mean, that's kind of assuming that, we're all just kind of mocking together things or playing on Vassal and stuff, which isn't stuff that they clearly support. But I'm hoping that as of Gen Con, we'll get the app, because that's when core sets and conversion kits will be out. And then, September 13th will roll around, and, of course it's going to be out by then. So I'm kind of like, yes, I really want it as a person who loves talking about X-Wing, but as somebody like as a player, it's not super necessary. I just want it because I want to start tweaking with things earlier. And I think we're all in that same boat. Fuck, I had one more.
Well, I did go a little fast because Coach told me I had to be quick tonight.
The whole trickling of information thing, that's just a marketing thing. Now every company's going to do that, and they're just going to like, here's a little bit, keep interested. Here's another little bit, keep even more interested. I mean, like if you look at the two other options of either give us nothing until like Gen Con and then ambush us with a release and we go, oh, holy fuck, this summer was crazy. We went so long without an announcement. What was going on? Or back at Gen Con, they give us absolutely everything. And then like by this point in the summer, we're like, all right, we're bored. Now what? Like, so like it continuously gives us something to talk about it. And we don't get information overload too much. And yes, I super want the rules reference to be out, so I can know all those details, and hopefully it'll be out before Gen Con.
Well, you know what the funny thing is,
so we can start digesting it.
Do you know who should have the rules reference?
Who?
Isn't schmoes like me right now? It's schmoes like you. It's every judge. It's every TO. It's everybody that has to run these things, because of as soon as 2.0 hits, there's going to be people who are going to have answers, and the people who are the judges and the FFG judges. And I'm sorry, Chico, I do consider you an FFG judge.
Right.
Okay. You need to be on top of this stuff, because it's schmoes like me that are going to be going, Chico, what do? We got this and we got it. And you should at least have a heads up of this information before we get it. There should be some form of way that FFG thinks about how it does its business.
Right. And I'm hoping that we'll get that by like Gen Con. That's really what I'm like, okay, get it out by Gen Con. That gives us about a month to really digest it, start hammering out some questions. And like if they wait until September 13th to give us the rules reference, I agree. I think that's a big mistake. You mentioned that, you know, there's some people out there that probably have access to it, copies, like whether they're play testers or, you know, people who just got advanced copies of core kits, which it seems to me like it's not in the core kit. We saw the unboxing for Bell of Lost Souls and we didn't see it. We saw the 2 documents they released today. We didn't see a rules reference. So that makes me think that it's online only is what it's going to be. But I mean, like, obviously there's probably people out there who are like playtesters and stuff with it. And like, I definitely think they like those people who have access to it, but are told that they're not allowed to give it out. I'm not going to tell them to break that agreement, because as soon as you break that agreement, you're never getting another thing from FFG ever again. You know, that like there's just we had the whole giant leak that happened, you know, way back with all the nerfs that we were expecting with like the Jump Master.
Right.
That was crazy. I mean, there were a lot of people saying like, "Oh, good for him," you know, letting the people know. But you know, then there were people like, you know, like me on my side is like, fuck, dude, is like, if they ever find out who you are, is like they have legal documents saying that you weren't going to do that and you just done fucked up. So you know, don't get in legal trouble over getting me the rules. I don't care that much.
I don't want to see anybody get in trouble for leaking the rules either. But if somebody has a copy of these rules and for some reason they are under no legal binding reason to keep them quiet, and they're keeping them quiet because it's fun for me, we need to hunt them down and beat them with the stick.
I don't think that's the case.
Well, I hope,
because even like these Bell of Lost Souls people, like they're getting an insane amount of credit, because they're the only ones that have released this information. So people are going crazy saying, hey, look at how awesome, you know, these guys are. They're watching their videos, they're using their information, and they're getting credit from just, you know, us mentioning it. That, you know, I think if somebody legitimately had a rules reference that wasn't under binding agreement to not tell anybody about it, like we would have scans of that. I feel like we would. I would hope so. I really would. You know, the thing though that you mentioned though, especially with what is it, Gen Con coming out, where they're, you know, everybody who wants it can get the stuff, you know, almost a month ahead of time. My fear is that, you know, well, we have the threat cards inside of the core set. We don't really. We want you guys to play the tutorial, which are threat cards, and we want you to play with that, and then we'll drop the stuff that you absolutely need to have the game on the 13th. And God help it if it has bugs, because if it has bugs, I can see nothing but pitchforks and torches being lobbed into Roseville, Minnesota from, you know, right.
Great.
Well, they've said that the point values will also be in PDF form. So worst case scenario, you can have a PDF, which won't be enjoyable, but you can have it.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I'm cutting you fuckers off.
Yeah, we
sorry, Coach,
we kind of ranted on for a while.
It was bad.
You're all right. You went far enough. That's about the longest I've not talked on this podcast in a long time. So I tell you what, you know what we're gonna go into?
Shoutouts.
We are going to go into how much fun we have not or have been having in 1.0. Because
let's make it quick, because I know Kyle's getting tired and so am I.
No, I'm gonna pick him back up, baby. Because I tell you what, Kyle and I actually had the pleasure of playing X-Wing for the first time in probably what, 2.5 months, buddy?
That's right.
And wow, I did not realize when we showed up to the game store that everyone was gonna freak the fuck out that we were actually there. But
It was the thing.
It literally showed us that, man, we have not played X-Wing in a while. So,
yeah, I did get a lot of compliments. Everybody was all like, "I can't believe you bought 3 boxes of Saw's Renegades. Are you that desperate for more X-Wings?" And I was like, haha, nope. I painted them. It's like, I can't even tell. So
yeah, they were looking good. They were looking good.
What was that? That Uthan Gray and that what was it, Gun Belcher or whatever it was?
Let Belcher.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Those are excellent colors that if you're a painter and you like using the little tubs of minis paints from Citadel, those are 2 excellent colors.
I know I brought up Con, I play an X-Wing, and it has been awesome and fantastic. I would actually like to end the show with a possible prediction of what can we expect our X-Wing tournament schedule to be, working backwards from October 2019 being Worlds. How can we work that back into what can we expect being the normal schedule of X-Wing?
And if they're going to have Worlds in October, that means store champs, January, February, March, and then April, May, June being like the regional level, July, August being the national level, and then Worlds being in October. That just makes sense to me.
Yeah,
you're saying from October to January, there's nothing.
I'm sure there'll be something. I'm not perfect.
Well, that's what I want to just do a 10-minute conversation about, is that
from my standpoint as a TL, I'm going to run probably every 2 to 3 months. I'm going to have a larger store tournament where it's going to be like an invitational, or it's going to be, especially with the new 2.0 thing that's supposed to be coming out with the app, where I can control the kind of content so that I can try and draw more people in to have.
But you're not controlling this. This is not in your control. This is store champs. This is hyperspace qualifiers. This is the one in between
the hyperspace
qualifiers and system opens.
Right.
Then it's system opens. Then it's Worlds, right?
Supposedly, but don't forget though that everything that they've told us though is that you're going to put a lot of control into the local areas has. So like in my area, Coach, I'll give you an example. There's probably a large amount of game shops, and everybody in our area, it was only one store was going to be able to have a regional last year, and that went to a nice game shop, and it was the Michigan regional, and there was a couple of hiccups with it, but now with the new regional system that they have, anybody who can guarantee 50 guys minimum and pay the bill to FFG is going to be able to have this larger based tournament, and that's great because everybody's going to be able to qualify. It's going to allow more people to qualify to get more people into these larger tournaments, and hopefully get into a much better situation where we would have with the national tournaments.
I understand.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding you here, but are you worried about what the local guys are going to be doing while all this other stuff is?
My one concern is time frame. My one concern is time frame, because right now all the store championships are happening during the summer, which is absolutely the worst time to have a store championship season.
Yeah, because everybody's on vacation.
Everyone's on vacation. Everyone does this. What I'm saying is, how can we extrapolate from Worlds being in 2019 October? How can we extrapolate that out to when do store championships happen. So I figure
I would love to see
I
it
know
after the
there's
first of the new year.
I know there are what? There's 3 brackets. There's store champs, there's qualifiers, there's what they're calling the nationals, right?
Well, no.
System opens happen totally separate from everything.
Correct. But I thought my understanding was like 2 qualifier or hyperspace kind of deals. I forget what the second name was. There was the hyperspace qualifier, then there's another hyperspace invitational or whatever
And
it
that is what is going to be the regional quotation marks. From what I understand, store champions is going to be for anyone who can apply for them. Anyone who wants one gets one.
Yes.
The qualifiers are the next step up. They're not a regional and they're not a store championship. They're right in between. So 50-person max, maybe. That's just a number that was thrown out. I don't know where we saw that from, but 50 persons. The next one up is going to be the national level, or the nationals, what I would probably call the regionals. So that's Gen Con, that's PAX, that's Nova, that's a couple of the big ones.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if some of these third-party startups like the Minoc Open, Gold Squadron Classic, a lot of those are incorporated into it. We don't know yet because what's the name of the company doing all of the
Origins?
No, what's the company taking over the organized play kind of thing?
Oh,
Chico.
Chico can't hear you.
Not pastime games. God damn it! What are they called? Cascade. There you go. Cascade Games.
Gee, and you call me old. You can't even remember.
Oh, I know. It's bad. It's just interesting to me that I feel like if you dilute every stage 2 months, Store Champs is going to be end of summer, not beginning of summer. But it's just me, and it's way late, and I don't know. I don't have much else to say because I think we covered it all. We did our
you did your due diligence tonight.
Big old bad list submission. No, I think if I'm gonna generalize X-Wing in a whole, guys, we're in a whole new realm of nobody knows what's gonna happen. Like we think we do. We get little snippets, and the rule book today was great. But I got a feeling that X-Wing for us is going to be totally crazy. It's going to be the wild, wild west, buddy and ladies and gentlemen. And I love it. I love the fact that it is. What do you guys think? I mean, just wide open squad building craziness.
For the first year, yeah. Yeah, all the way up into Worlds. It's going to be insane.
I feel like it's going to be... When the game came out, it's going to be great.
I still think it comes down way too much to figuring out what versions of like what are the tournaments going to be?
Yeah.
What formats?
And we've been told that there's going to be multiple format tournaments.
Yep.
So it's not just going to be the standard 206, 200, whatever the fuck we call it. There's going to be trilogy. There's going to be threat. There's going to be, I don't even know what they call it these days, but it'll be very interesting to see the tournament.
They're going to have escalation because they're pushing that.
They're pushing escalation. Yes, they are.
They are pushing it big time, and I do hope that they're going to put some control into the TOs for their tournaments, for guys like you, for guys like me, so that because you know your clients just as well as I know my clients and what my guys want, and I listen to them, and I will run a tournament that way. And I ran a lot of non-sanctioned FFG events at my store because guys wanted to do something different.
I'm not going to put a lot of weight in them treating their tournament organizers any better than they already do, which is a shame. But
yeah, it is, because we're the ones helping them out.
Yeah, well,
not much longer.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I hope so. I mean, but I'll tell you what, I'm not burning my 1.0 stuff just yet.
Oh,
well, I'm keeping mine around just delusionally, because I'd still like to get a game of Epic in or something.
Well, same here, and
I'll get thrown in a box stuck in the attic.
And for Epic and just for nostalgia's sake, how many guys are still playing D&D from the first edition? There's guys that I know that still do it because it's to be different. So I don't see any problem with it.
I plan on separating mine into cards I've played and cards I haven't played. And then I want to see how really sad it is.
Which pile's bigger?
On my entire collection that I've never even put on the board. And that might make me feel pretty sad.
I don't know. I'm sad for this weekend because Staniszewski is running a tournament over not too far from me, and I wanted to get into it, but I learned a valuable lesson today playing Ryan Birdie today. Is I can literally not play more than one game of X-Wing right now. After I was done playing today, I was like physically tired after one game.
Yeah, well, 1, you're old. 2, you just got off the fucking deathbed. And 3, the fuck are you playing fucking X-Wing for anyway? You should be resting and getting ready for Gen Con. So there.
Can't go to Gen Con.
I've been your mother for the night. Go back to bed.
Thank you.
Drink some water.
Keep your breast covered, though. It was bad. You scared poor AJ.
Oh, there's no scaring AJ.
She's blind now.
She is not blind.
She said she was blind.
She's just seeing the light.
and this is why I love OCX.
Oh. Well, and this is why OCX is coming to an end tonight.
Yes.
Because it is 11:30 my time, and that is
12:30 mine.
But it needs to happen. So, Jesus Christ, I almost called you Mark because I thought your fucking rant was just old man enough. I just about said, Mark, thanks for your fucking crazy ass rant, but we're not talking to Mark tonight. We're talking to Padre.
See, just what you needed was 2 of us old guys.
I know. Believe me, it'll happen.
The sad part is I'll probably go before Mark. So hey,
don't say that. Then I gotta get Bob markers and pin them on your freaking casket. Y-wings are a lot easier. Freaking how many resistance bombers I gotta buy?
I could just see my funeral. My poor wife is there, and all of a sudden Sabine walks in with an incredibly endowed chest, and she starts stripping, and she's gonna be like, "Why is she here?" Coach sent her.
Coach, we'll pay for that. we'll lay an OCX flag over your coffin in about 30 years from now. How about that? I'll give you 30 years.
I'll take that any day. That any day.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and listening to the OCX Radio Podcast Show. I am your dutifully host, Aaron the Coach Kroll. Finishing out the show is, oh shit, he left. Well, fuck him then. You know what?
Kyle left.
Everyone left.
It's you and
Andre, it's just you and me, buddy. Well, we're closing it out. Faithful as always, the group's pastor of pastors, direct link to the big man upstairs. Padre, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It was good to get that out of my get that out there out of my soul to just throw it out there.
Well, I hope you're up for a pretty good yub nub because we haven't heard one from you in a long time. So ready, uno, dos, tres.
Yub nub, yub nub, yub 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 yub. Show the way, show us the way.
Show the way.
Pop, 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 pop. Hey,
Don't anyone tell you coach is the last one to tap up.
yeah, it was you and I.
Hey, glad to hear you're doing better, buddy.
Yeah, so am I.
We we had a lot of ideas of what we were going to send you, but we couldn't agree on one. And then you were out. So
I'll tell you what, when just the thought, just the thought of a stripper dressed as Sabine in the hospital, that brought such a smile to my face.
that was a legit, like, I actually went online and looked, and I hate to say it, but there aren't a lot of strippers in your area.
You're wrong, by the way.
No, I mean like online. And
No.
Like,
Yeah, no.
They don't have web pages, Padre.
Okay.
They don't take PayPal.
No, we have a thing called 8 Mile, and it's an interesting place. Let me tell you.
We tried, but it was just not going to happen. So
I'll tell you what. I kid you not. I mean, I wasn't able to speak because of they were helping me breathe. But you're laying in bed there, and there's nothing you can really do. You can't really communicate. But I'd pick up my phone and I'd be reading the groupies and just laughing to myself. And at least I'm able to type. And
them fucking groupies. That's probably the greatest thing we've ever done.
Oh, I remember when I asked if I could get into there.
You were like, what? You were early. You were like,
I was
10th or 12th or something like that.
Yeah.
You were super early.
Yeah.
Dude, we have like 50 plus.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we still broadcasting live?
We're still broadcasting. Yeah. So because we don't accept everybody. Like,
I know.
Willy-nilly let anyone into the fucking groupies page. Everyone watching now knows that. Like, this isn't some like, he subscribed to the YouTube page. Get him on the groupies page. No,
it's not how it works.
We don't do that. Like, you gotta put your bones in. You gotta put your time in. It's like a union,
but like I say, I mean, that really kept me going while I was in there. And it's not like we hang out physically. I mean, you and I cannot go down to the corner and grab a beer.
It's not like we even play X-Wing together.
Well, no, it's pretty stupidly hard for us to do that stuff.
It's just an area for like-minded people to get together and shoot.
Oh yeah, and that's the best part about it.
That's kind of what we agreed to be. That's what it was gonna be. So.
I'd say it's working. At some point, you're going to have to think about.
There are a couple of groupies that let us down. We were trying to look for your hospital room number so we could send some shit your way, and the powers that be literally blanked out or like. Oh my! The problem was we couldn't put it on the groupies page. Like, oh hey, who's close to Padre? And we're like, oh, we can't do that because then he's gonna see it.
Well, I think it was Mark. He texted me, and he was like, "What room number are you in?" And I'm like, "Uh-oh."
Mark was our in, so
I gave it to him.
My dick in my ear. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Tell him you're talking to a priest.
Oh, I'm talking to my cousin.
Oh, okay. Well, then
he wants to put his dick in my ear. So,
well, I guess he's allowed to. Then I mean, it's a family.
He is not allowed to do that.
Oh, well, I didn't know how close you guys are in Iowa.
Thank God we're at the end of the podcast, and we're going to end this shit right now.
You know,
That's one of those little nuggets that you know, and only you know, that when you watch the whole thing, you usually get something good. So,
of course, yeah, because there's nothing more important than penis in your ears.
nothing better than penis in the ears. That's what Padre says, and he's a man of the cloth, so
It gets the ratings.
he gets the ratings. Padre, love you, buddy.
I love you too, Coach. Thanks much, man.
Super glad you're feeling better.
We're getting there.
See you at Gen Con?
No.
Okay.
I'm.
We're gonna see.
Like-
you gonna make the classic? The Gold Squadron Classic?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't. I vaguely know that it's a thing happening around the Chicago area.
Any kind of idea when?
Nope, no idea. I gotta talk to Dion. Dion was on here a little bit ago. Oh, Dion says September 22nd.
Huh? September 22nd.
That actually kind of works.
It's a bit of a travel for me right now.
Oh, come on. Bring your freaking little
Machine?
colostomy bag and you'll be fine. Wait a minute. No, wait. Tomsky says it's October 14th. What? So I'm pretty okay. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm gonna believe Dion on this one.
I don't know.
Crossroads Classic, the big one. Gold Squadron Classic, September 22nd. There you go.
We'll have to see how that works. Like I say, I played one game of X-Wing today, and it beat the tar out of me.
Pack your bags, buddy. We're going.
Yeah.
Chicago. Let's OCX up Chicago. Let's do that. I think we can do that.
Yeah. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see how that plays out. If I can do it, I will.
Yep.
We'll have to see how it plays out.
We're going to do that. I want to thank everyone who's watching tonight, first of all. Thank you for watching for the end. OCX Radio is in a transition period. We're going to start doing a ton of new stuff coming in the few weeks. So be sure to pay attention to the OCX Aces Facebook page. If you're not a member of the OCX Aces page, please do. Just join up because there's a lot of fun stuff. Also, we have a bunch of stuff coming up. We finally, man, I'm rambling. Oh, the other one I want to do, the X-Wing Podcast Central. If you haven't heard of the not OCX, it's just the X-Wing Podcast Central Facebook group. There's been a lot of new X-Wing podcasts popping up, so that is the one place you will find them at. Please join and get a new perspective on a bunch of new podcasts that are coming out. But hey, keep it here for OCX when you really need to hear maybe not the real news, but just kind of like fun, happy ass shit. So love you all. We'll see you next week. OCX out.